Almost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakwakadash. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the brothers that are doing this work. Truth and sincerity. And we're going to start into the lesson. This is Philippians 3 and 7. And it says, "But whatever was gained to me, I count as a loss for the sake of Mashiach Yahweh Shai." So, in this truth, in the upcoming Jacob's trouble, there's gonna be things that you may have to lose and let go of in order for you to stay obedient to the Lord. And it could be things that are beyond your control. It could be a job that you might lose because it could be from the results of a crashing economy. It could be a comfort or a home that you may have. Because as Esau tightens his grip and putting more chaos and destruction on the earth, he's doing so to wear out the saints. So what that might come to is a loss of things. Just look at the fires in California. People have suffered great loss of house and home, uh, comfort, probably jobs, food, substance, raiment, you name it. They pretty much lost their livelihoods because in order to function as a member in this society, in order to go out and attain clothing and food and housing, you need things to be a certain way. And if you look at the fires in California, things are not that way anymore. So there's a great loss there from the people. And this is just the beginning of a wearing out of the saints. This is the beginning of a fire being kindled. Yahweh Shai said, "I come to bring fire upon the earth. What would I if it's already kindled?" So that fire is being kindled, man. Because these are not just small fires; these are big fires, and they keep on coming. First it was the winds extending and blowing fires upon the houses, and now you got a lithium battery plant, which is going to cause evacuation because of the toxic fumes they bring out, and that's gonna create loss. So you can say that we're in a time of loss, man. Just go get Ecclesiastes, because in the book of Ecclesiastes, if I'm saying it correctly, there's a season for every purpose. Just go ahead and get that. This is Ecclesiastes. We'll go ahead and try to find it. Let's see here. It's Ecclesiastes 3 and 1. It says, "To everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven." So right now we're in the season of Esau just tearing shit up, man, using his sword. These are just footnotes of this app. They got these ish people. They have maps and pictures in this app, but disregard that. A time for purpose under heaven, and a time to be born, and a time to die. A time to plant, a time to uproot, a time to kill, and a time to heal. A time to break down, and a time to build, a time to weep, and a time to dance. A time to mourn, a time to cast away stones, a time to gather stones. A time to embrace, a time to refrain from embracing, a time to search, and a time to count as lost. So that right there, there's a time to count as lost. And right now we're in the season of losing the material things of this world, man. You may have to let go of jobs and hours, and you may feel that your comfort and security is no longer. But you gotta press to the mark. Like I said to this up in here, pressing on toward the goal. But nevertheless, let's go ahead and get back to the lesson. So once again, it's Philippians 3 and 7. It says, but what things were gained to me, those I counted lost for Yahushai. So you may be losing things in this life in the days to come. But what you got to look at it as you be gaining and building up your faith. It says, yea, doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Mashiach Yahushai, my Lord. For whom I have suffered the loss of all things, and do count it but dung, that I may win Yahushai. You know, so you gotta basically, it's gonna have to come to where you gotta change your world, your how you look at the world, man, because the world is changing in a rapid pace, and how you look at the world today is not going to be the same way you're going to look at the world in the coming future. Because as you can see, it's changing at a rapid pace, man. It's changing, and the schemes and plots of this devil are being exposed, man. So once again, we'll read that back. Had a brief interruption. Philippians 3 and 8, it says, yea, doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Mashiach Yahushai, my Lord, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things, to count them but dung, that I may win Mashiach Yahushai. So in the scriptures, Yahushai says that we're supposed to hate our own lives, and I'm gonna go ahead and get that. This is Luke 14 and 26. It's in either words in red, the word of Yahushai. It says, if any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, his own life, also he cannot be a disciple. Now you got to think to yourself, what can make you hate your own life? And let's get that word hate. To hate, pursue, to detest, extension to love less. So you gotta let go of these things, man. You're gonna have to suffer loss. So going back to the question, what can make you hate your own carnal or worldly life, man? Well, one of those things that can make you hate your life is losing comforts, losing your securities in the forms of jobs or finances, or even transportation. Because if you think about it, in your life, there could have been a point in time where your car broke down and you had no means or ways to get around until you had opportunity to get that car fixed. And that made you depend on other resources for transportation, whether it be rides or walking. It put you in a position where you weren't comfortable in your situation. Verse 27, whosoever does not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. Now, to bear a cross means to endure a hardship. So basically what Yahushua is saying here, that in this truth, we're going to have to hate our own lives, or be in a positions that are not advantageous to us, which is going to cause us to be in a lower, miserable state and endure hardship. And that's what Paul was talking about in Philippians, the 3rd chapter. He was talking about counting things as loss. Let's get Romans 8 and 18. Well, I'll go ahead and get this, finish this up here. It says, for which of you intend to build a tower, sit not down the first and countest the cost, whether you have sufficient to finish it. Lest haply after you have laid the foundation, not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him. So there's a price that needs to be paid for following the Lord and for having faith. And that it's going to be more and more evident in the days to come. But we're going to go ahead and get Romans 8 and 18. This is Romans 8:18. It says, so for I reckon that the sufferings of this present time. So what does that say? Paul was he was going through sufferings. He was going through things in his life that basically, going back to Philippians, it counted as loss, as crap. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time were not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. But the difference is that Paul, he had his mind on the glory to come. He had his mind on the reward, and that takes a level of faith where you let everything go. And these are going to be the times that we're living in. You know, as you see things happening upon the earth, man. So to build that mentality now is wise. Because Esau's going to make it so that if you're not down with his program, and he proved that already he trial tested that in the days of the COVID, where he made laws and decrees where you didn't conform, you weren't allowed to go outside and play, so to speak. Certain privileges were taken away from you, and people didn't like it. You know, people like going out and being in the folly and going out and so-called having fun, because that's part of because doing those things brings an enjoyment to your life. You know, whether it be going to a bar to get a drink or a restaurant to get a meal, or any other event where you have an interest in. The devil, Esau, he did a trial test on that and took away those privileges from people in the name of public safety. So they created this situation where they made up this illness or this scare. They had all the people just going fucking crazy with it. And he's doing the same thing in this time, but he's doing it in a different manner, and he's doing it with a more increase in damage. And these things are just gonna continue to escalate until he got people just completely backed into a corner. So think about these things now, man. Meditate upon these things now. You know, these are the times where a line is being drawn in the sand, and your faith will be trialed and tested. With that being said, it's a real quick lesson. Most High will and hope is edifying. With that, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Call Allah Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Let's keep on pushing. Shalom.